Hi there. I'm author Shannon Reader, and I was going to talk to you about the Puppeteer. It's the first. It's the first book I ever published, but it was the first fantasy book that I ever tried working with. So the original idea for the Puppeteer came because of a dream. I had this really strange, almost nightmare, but not quite nightmare kind of thing. Like just before I woke up one morning, of this chick at the top of a cliff who was about to have her head cut off. And so that image just kind of got me started on writing a fantasy. Well, it was a trilogy, but it's kind of a series, kind of, because there's four. There's a short story, and there's the three books. So I think you consider that a series. I think, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. But the let's see, I wrote the original version, um very dark, very graphic, and kind of terrible. But well, it was terrible, like really bad writing. I didn't know what I was doing. Um, but I found it not too long ago, and it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It did need polishing. But I mean, the that story I rewrote probably 12 times, and each version had a few elements that were different and a few elements that were the same. But basically, the only things that were really the same was the puppeteer being the bad guy, and his powers, basically. So it was grimdark is the subgenre that I found that suits it best. It just It really is grim and dark. But I have read books that are grimmer and darker even than that series, so I decided to go with it. And I had audiobooks made. Three audiobooks are now complete of my grimdark puppeteer series. And I'm so excited about it. The guy who narrated did an amazing job. But let's see. Oh yeah, back to how the puppeteer got started. Um, I had a I think it was like 10 or 12 years ago, I think. Um, I decided to change it from adult to young adult. And when I did that, well, I started with a writers group, and they didn't like most of it, but they really liked the parts that it was a teenage girl who was having dreams, the dream slash visions of another world, which is like medieval times. And the writers group hated it, but they liked the medieval parts. So I went, now that's interesting. I've read many books that are epic fantasy that are, well, just that dark. And it was how the puppeteer was born, really. And it was, let's see, a few months into my writers group, reading a chapter every couple of weeks. And I went, this is epic fantasy, and it needs some kind of hook. So I started doing some research, and I found the Seal of Solomon. And the Seal of Solomon was, I believe, it was a ring given to Solomon by King David. I think that's right. It's been a long time since I looked at those legends, but it. gave Solomon the wait, I might be wrong. Maybe Solomon gave it to David? I don't know. I don't remember. But uh it gave him the ability to speak to animals and to command demons. So I kind of it just kind of worked for me. So I started weaving that through the story, and I had to cut out a lot of characters because I ended up with let's see, I think there were 12 different brothers and sisters, and my writers group hated that too. They just they didn't really like anything about it, but they really helped me polish what I had. And uh, the lady who actually um, suggested to me that I uh, have chapters written in the puppeteer's point of view. She was the one who really didn't like anything to do with fantasy and still doesn't like anything to do with fantasy. But she gave me that suggestion, and then she's telling me, "Oh, you need to be darker with this. You need to be more descriptive of how everything is so horrible." And then in book two, she's like, "I'm really getting tired of reading this. It's just so dark." I'm like, "You're the one who made me do this. Why?" But yeah, I ended up just going with it, and yeah, it I'm not that dark anymore, not at all, and I'm happy to inform you that nothing has been that dark since. But I the medieval tortures that I was looking up, like one of them that I still find a little bit bothersome, I suppose, is there were two actually. One was they would a medieval torture that two medieval tortures that I used was one um they would suspend a person over a pit of snakes and then poke the snake so that the snake would bite the person. And it just yeah, it was pretty bad, but the one that I really, really hated was, they would basically starve a wild animal, so that, they would eat the person who was in the cage with them. And Snowflake says hello. She's very sweet, very clingy, very needy. She doesn't like that I'm at the bookshop so often. So, yeah. But so that the reason that I'm telling you all this is hi is because book three has recently been released on audiobook, and I'm so excited. And it's it is exciting to have another complete trilogy out there. Would you please just move your tuchus? Come on. Either lay down or get off. Come on. Come on. You're disturbing a live thingamabopper. Come on, girlie. Snow. Oh my goodness. She's just not going to move. Okay. Oh gosh, she's moving. Anyways, it was those two tortures are both listed in my young adult fantasy book, and oh, she's back. But I mean, I've read much worse in other young adult stuff, and I mean, it worked for the story, and it was terrible. And the phrase "it's always darkest before the dawn" is the one that the you are so annoying. Uh, that's the one that I used in basically my justification of what I was writing. So, come on, come on. Um, yeah, okay. So Here's the cat. Yes, she's very sweet. But it was very pushy. Uh, it's complete, and my narrator was commenting several times how dark it was. Like, I know, but really, there's far worse books out there. Like, that is such a terrible justification for what you put these characters through. I know it is, but still, uh, it is. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not the darkest that I've read, and it was a stage, I suppose you could say, and I'm done with that particular stage. It's just uh, I don't know. I feel like it's been exercised, so it's but I don't even with all of the terrible horrible things that happened in the book, there is still the hope of a better future. And I kind of think that does make it a better story. I mean, seeing just how terrible the puppeteer was, um, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just again justifying my terrible things that I did to people. But I do think it's worth reading. I do, and I've had several. It was a long time ago, back when people actually paid attention to my books, but several people actually did really enjoy it and say that it was worth a teenager reading. Just um, basically, it's good versus evil, and evil is evil, and I mean, there are no gray characters in this book. They're black and white. And you know, that's how I prefer my characters to be. Goodbye, Snowflake. Um so I don't know. Maybe that's a personal flaw. I'm not sure, but I don't I don't think it's that. Oh my gosh, she's back. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. But I don't know that I would recommend it to everybody's teenager. It really just depends on what you like to read and if you're really affected by medieval tortures. But yeah, um, Benjamin Fife is the narrator who read this for me, and he did a very, very good job. And okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. She's very sweet. She really is. But he did an amazing job, and I'm hoping that he will be able to read the prequel as well, and we can do the full trilogy in one book. I really love when authors do that, when they give you the full thing in one, and it does cost a little more, but it's instead of paying for three individual books, you know, three different credits on Audible, you only have one credit that you're paying with. So, I mean, I think it's worth it personally. So I really hope we can do that, and I really hope people buy it. I really hope they don't get too offended by how dark it is. Um, and yeah, I mean, I I don't know. I have a hard time recommending it to people just because of how dark it is, but I do recommend it to people, and I don't know. I mean, you watch crap that's so much darker. You got George R. R. Martin. Everybody loves those books, and I have no twins sleeping together in my trilogy. There, I have no children being tossed out of windows, so I've got that going for me. So I think I think it is worth reading, and I really hope you like it, and I really hope you check it out. The series, it's the Seal of Solomon trilogy. Um, the first book is The Puppeteer. The second book is The Gatekeeper, and the third book is The Fire Wielder, and the prequel is The Seer. And The Seer is it's completely different, and it's I kind of think it's better than probably better than book two. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I do really enjoy the prequel more than I enjoy the books. So there is that. But yeah, I really hope you get them. And all three books are out now. They're on Kindle. They're on paperback. I might have done hardcovers. I can't remember. I'll look at that and let you know for sure. But it's oh yeah, also audiobooks. So just look up Shannon Reber and search out the Puppeteer, and I think you might like it. with with all of the Game of Thrones people out there in the world, mine is not that dark. So there, come on, you can do it. You might really like it. Check it out, please. Okay, so my cat is very supportive of me, so long as she has a lap to sit on. So thank you to Snowflake for all your support. She's very nice. And I hope you will support me too. Thank you. And again, please check out my books. Bye.